I was actually recently hit on by a 19-year-old. No. It wasn't sexy. I wish I could say it was sexy. It's not. Here's what happened. Okay, I'm on the bus. All my fun stories happen on New York City subway systems. And this kid comes up to me, and I could see him. You know how you can feel when somebody's about to hit on you? Like, it was like, da-na, da-na. I was like, don't do this. Because I could see him out of the corner of my eye. He's all thugged out. He's like, baggy pants, baggy shirt, like a fitted cap. And here's how I know I'm changing. The second I noticed him, I became maternal. Like, I saw him and I just wanted to iron his clothes and, like, help him out. I was like, this youth needs me. So he came up to me, and I have to give him credit. He approached me with such confidence. He came up to me, he was like, I'm saying, Ma, let me get your phone number. And I was like, no. He's like, why come I can't get your number? Well, let's start with breaking down that sentence, because that is your first clue. So then I said, you know what? I think I'm too old for you. He said, how old are you? So I said, 34, and you could see the damn in his face. Like it was the oldest age he'd ever heard of in his life. And he couldn't fathom how I made it 34 years on this earth. And then he tried to backpedal. He was like, I'm saying, Ma, you don't look 34. And I was like, well, thank you. Should I have like a hump and a lazy eye to help you out? Like next time he sees a girl with a hump, oh, she 34. That's when they get they hump. I was on all of the apps too. I was on Tinder, I was on Bumble, I was on J-Swipe. That's the Jewish one. I thought it was for if you wanted to date a Jewish guy. Apparently it's also so they can date Jewish women. Whoops. I got duped by a lot of those dating apps because someone taught guys about high angles and filters, and now they're using our tricks against us, ladies. How's that gonna work, man? I don't look like how I'm supposed to look. You don't look like how you're supposed to look. How are we gonna find each other at this restaurant? Like, now we're just both sitting here thinking we got stood up. Looking for someone that don't exist. Those are weird times, man. A lot of girls would use filters that had like the animal filters from Snapchat on their like profiles that have like bunny rabbit ears or a little kitty cat nose. I never did that because I didn't want no freak showing up. Right, some guy shows up like, hey, did you bring them ears though? I'm saying you look mad good as a rabbit. That's all the dating apps were, man, dodging different levels of freaks. I met a lot of guys that were into being dominated by women. Girl, no. Those men are impossible to get rid of. Because you can't tell them to get lost, they're into it. You can't be like, get the hell away from me. Yes, mistress. No! They're like the cockroaches of the dating world. You can't get rid of them. You just gotta make them useful. Be like, go get my dry cleaning, loser. He's like, yes, mistress, exactly. I remember there was one guy I was dating for a little bit. He wanted me to stay over, like spend the night, but he had a sleep apnea machine. And I was like, how are you gonna make a move? You cannot Darth Vader your way into my pants. I can't, like, I will be your baby father. No, you won't, boo-boo, no, you won't. Thank God I met my husband. I met my husband at a time in my singlehood where I was fully ready to be a hoe. Let me explain. Every woman reaches that point in her singlehood where she gives up on the pursuit for a relationship
and she waves the white flag of wholeness. And she's like, I can't do this no more. And I was getting ready to work on a cruise ship. I met my husband on a cruise ship, so he's 90. I'm trying to get that paper. I was getting ready to do comedy on this cruise ship, and I got on that ship with hope in my heart. And then the first day on that ship, I see the most handsome man I've ever seen in my life, and I had a crush on him instantly. And I was like, no! I was supposed to be a hoe.
Yes. Fantastic. How are you guys? I am so excited to be here for you guys tonight. This is very exciting. I'm in a good place in my life. I just married my first husband. I know, it's so exciting. We'll see how this goes. People always want to know what married life is like. They always ask you that. What's that like? What's married life like? And the best way for me to describe it is it's like finding a parking spot. Well, it's like finding a better parking spot. Because you know how when you're first driving around and you find a spot and it's not really where you want it to be and you know it's gonna be a bad idea and probably kind of toxic, but what are you gonna do? Not park? Of course not. So you pull in knowing this isn't a good choice, but you stay there for like 6 or 7 years. And then eventually you wise up and you're like, I'm not happy in this spot. I'm just gonna leave and go home. And then you pull out thinking you're gonna go home, but then you see the perfect spot that's right there. And it's been there the whole time, but you didn't notice because you were distracted by the first spot because the first spot had a nice butt. That's what it's like. And it's wonderful because my husband is a good guy. This is a good relationship, which is good because they're not all winners. I was in a bad relationship for 7 years. People always say the same thing. They're like, if it was so bad, why did you stay? Well, why does anybody stay in a bad relationship? Because they're fun. You never know what's gonna happen with this psycho. You're like, what are we gonna fight about today? Every day is an adventure. It's like living in one of those choose your own adventure books, but you have no control over the outcome. So you're just there like, did I overcook the chicken? We're gonna find out in a couple of pages. I did, it's on the floor. I was with my ex-boyfriend for 7 years. 3 months after we split, he got married. Now, if you do the relationship math, something shady may have occurred. And I'll give you the hashtag facts, as the kids say. Women get in more bad relationships than men. Why? Because men see red flags and they bolt. Women see red flags and we go, I can fix that. Yeah. Right? Give me 6 months, I got this. 12 years later, you're like, this is taking longer than I expected. Yes, I'm chipping away at the problem, though. Chipping away. Why do we do it, ladies? Why? We're conditioned, that's why. Because what do they tell you when you're a little girl? If he hits you, he likes you. If he teases you, he likes you. So you grow up and you're like, well, he set my clothes on fire. We're in love. I'm glad I'm over that stage. There are things I'm getting over as I get older, just people, certain types of people. And as I get older, I'm like, I don't need you in my life anymore. Like grammar Nazis. Yeah, I'm over you. You know, those, I have a girlfriend, she's always like, it's Y-O-U''RE. I'm always like, that's why Y-O-U''RE, single. That's why you're single. Nobody likes that, don't do that anymore. And I saw this recently. There was a group of women having a breakup party. Anybody who does that, I'm checking them on the list like, nope, don't need you in my life anymore. I hate that. Don't have a breakup party. You're not allowed to be happy about this. Cry and be miserable like the rest of us. Plus, breakup parties always start and end the same way. It's always a group of girls, because it's never guys. When men go from being in a relationship to being single again, they're just single. There's no ribbon cutting ceremony. But there's always a group of women, they rally around their girlfriend who's going through a breakup, and they're like, forget him, he was a loser and we never liked him. And she's like, I know, right? I wasn't even in love with him like the full 18 years we were together. Let's go out and make bad choices. And then they go out, fast forward to the end of the night when that same girl is drunk and she's like, maybe if I just call him. Or people that post stuff to Facebook to get attention. You know, these people that'll post stuff, even if it's just a simple thing like feeling sad. Like, oh, are you? Had to let the world know. Or like one of my girlfriends who always posts these strong woman posts. These strong, like 12 ways to love a strong woman. Why being a strong woman in today's society is so hard. You know, she's waiting for one of her girlfriends to be like, you're the strongest woman I know. Yeah, and it's hard when you know the girl and you know she's not really like that and you want to be like, were you being strong when you were ladling ice cream in your face last week? Because you didn't get the text back? Hashtag you strong though, you strong though. You guys have been great, thank you so much.